How you doing, guys? And welcome back. And yes, I'm out here gonna do something that a lot of people have been asking me to do, and that's make a video of me washing a boat. I guess you guys want me to wear a bikini? No, I'm just kidding. But I do it my way. I mean, I don't know if it's the right way or the wrong way, but I've been doing this for a long time, and so far it's been working for me, and it's kind of fast. So this is the way I do it. So you know, you kind of figure out your own method. You know your own boat, and you know how dirty your boat gets. So that's another thing. Mostly I just get a lot of salt water, especially when you come back from the sandbar. It's just, you know, people running around the boat full of you know, salt water and wet, and it drips everywhere. So basically what I do is I like to rinse my boat a lot with fresh water, and usually I do it right back when I get back in. But last night I got back real late, so I was really tired, so I didn't have a chance. But the good thing, I didn't work today, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys what I do to clean my boat and try to keep it pretty. So let's go and let's start the work. And like you notice, nobody's helping me. That's the usual thing, you know. Yeah, everybody wants to go hang out on the boat, but nobody helps you. But it's okay. I mean, I enjoy it. Believe it or not, I enjoy it because I get to see more detail of the boat, and you get to see things that are broken or need to be repaired. So I like cleaning the boat myself. Sometimes my kids help me. But let's go, let's get started and let's get wet. And the most basic thing you need is a water hose with water. So make sure you pay your water bill. And okay, you know, and here, I mean, the good thing here in Florida, it's been raining a lot, so it kind of helped. But it didn't rain last night, so you know, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it. So basically, you know, I like to wet everything, you know, first, because when you wet things, especially when the boat is dry, I like to wet everything first. Like that starts to get the salt and the dirt loose. I don't like start brushing the soap right away, because if it has salt or dust, what you do is, if you don't rinse off or let it get loose, once you start using a broom or a rag, you start scratching the paint. So I like to wet everything and then wet it again like that. The second time you wet it, the first one, it loosens the dirt and salt, and in the second one, it kind of washes it off. So by the time you get the third one, you know, you come with your water and soap. So that's basically what I do. Oh, and one thing that's very important in outboard motors, to rinse, because a lot of people just go like this, you see. Now what I like to do is I like to go deep. You see it there? That's a trim pump of the motors, and that is something that is always constantly getting wet because it's in the water or it's getting splashed. So I like to drench that, and I like to drench it on both sides. See, you go see the piston and then the pump and everything. So what I like to do is I like to drench it a lot from both sides. I do it here, and then I jump to this engine, and then I do it there. And this I might do like 3 times while I'm rinsing the boat. Then I go ahead and do this side. Now, here's another thing that a lot of people forget to rinse. You see that bolt there? I mean, it was already like that when I got the boat, but that's because the previous guy didn't really rinse. And that's something that happens to a lot of outboards, that I think is something they should you know, do better quality, I guess, stainless steel. But yeah, see, that bolt usually it gets rusted. So it's good to have it greased up and rinse it a lot. So that's something that I concentrate a lot on right there, that bolt. Okay, now I'm gonna show you guys a trick that I know is annoying, to take this little nozzle off every time we rinse the motor. So what I went to Home Depot, and I got one of these things, a quick release. Now, this is for quick release for the water hoses at Home Depot. It's not really made for the motors, and they do make a quick release thing for the motors that usually it comes off of mercury, and you could use it for any outboard, not just mercury. But the thing is, the mercury one has a little hole. This one has a big hole, so this one lets more water flow into the engine. That's why I like using this one. So you go ahead and take out the plug, and then go ahead and bolt this one, right? This is something I mean, I don't know if you guys seen it before, but this is something I figured out on my own. So many years, you know, dealing with outboards and dealing with the water hose situation, because I don't really like using the ears, because I had a situation that the ears lets air into the actual motor and the pump, so it doesn't get the amount of pressure in the engine to really get all the salt out. So what I do here we go. This is the easiest thing. Remember, this is annoying. So what you do is you unclick it, comes off, and you're not gonna get wet because notice no water comes out. Now, this is the easy part. You put it in there, you plug it, and you let it go. You see how easy that is, and you see how fast it starts peeing. You see how much pressure. And then this is a trick that I, over the years, rinsing the outboards, you're gonna hear like different tones. I guess when the water is running through all the engine and the cylinder, well, the center of the wall, you're gonna hear it. That you kind of hear it fill up. It starts making like a woo, like a humming noise. So that's when you know the whole engine's full of water. And what I like to do is, I like to let it run for like, I mean, I do it with the engine off, because normally, when the engines are hot, everything is loose. That is always, it's good. It's a good suggestion. You turn it on, run it for I don't know, 2 or 3 minutes, so that everything is hot. But usually, if you come right back from the water, the engine's still hot, so the salt's loose. And then what I like to use is this. This is you know, salt treatment that you actually hook up to the water hose. I'm not gonna do it this time because I'm gonna use probably gonna use the boat tomorrow, so it's not worth doing it. But if you're gonna let it sit like 2 or 3 weeks, you know, it's good to run this, you know. But I'm gonna use the boat tomorrow again, so I'm gonna use wasting that part. So there you go, you see. And I like, you know, like I said, let it run. I got my feet wet. Let it run. And what some people do is, that I do sometimes, you kind of like, you taste the water, and if it's not salty, you know it's doing good. But with the amount of pressure that's going into the motor because of the big hole in the connector, it has a lot of pressure inside the motor, so you know it's a good. And then you notice the water's coming out everywhere, through the low water pickup, through the exhaust, through the propeller, to the piston, everywhere. So you know the engine is really full. You see how much water pressure goes inside the engine versus the quick disconnect is very little. So this homemade thing that you actually get at Home Depot, you know, it has more water flow through the engine. So there you go, just stick it to the next one. You always gotta remember to put the plug back. And don't over tighten it, because it has a rubber seal, so once it's a little bit, it's good. You know what? I should have got some bikini models to clean the boat, right? Yeah, I wish.
Please hang up and try again.
Now here's another reason why I like keeping the boat on the trailer, because I could do this whenever I want, or whenever I have free time. You know, if I had, you know, you either have to pay at the marina or you have to do it as soon as you get back in. But it's a good thing about keeping the boat on a trailer. You know, I believe it's good because you can do better maintenance on a boat, and you can keep it up, you know. Other than the marina, once you store it away, you can't really see it. At least me. At least once or twice a week, I get on the boat and look around, you know, pick up the little leaves, or just, you know, just enjoy sitting on the boat. Yeah, that's how crazy I'm a boat lover I am. But this is something that you have to really enjoy. This is part of boating. I mean, believe it or not, this is work, but since I enjoy it, I don't see it as work. Because like I said, you know, while I'm cleaning it, I'm looking at this. It's at a place right here. You know, I see where the rust is starting to build up, or I see whatever needs to be fixed or it's about to break. So, you know, it's like a whole bunch of things at once. You can, you know, it's enjoyment, work, and prevention. And there you go. You hook up. See how easy it was to hook up the nozzle again? So now you keep rinsing away. Okay, the boat hull is basically the same thing. You go ahead and rinse, you know, you rinse it off. So like that, it loosens the dust particles and the salt, because salt does stick to the jelco. The only thing that I noticed that it helps really the salt not to stick to the hull is ceramic wax. That's really good. It's expensive, but it's really good. So I go ahead and I rinse the whole boat. You know, I wet it first. I wet it down. Now, I'm gonna show you guys another thing that I do, what I like doing. Now, you see those little holes on the rims and tires? That works as two purposes: to cool down the brakes and a good place to stick your water hose and rinse down the brakes. So this is a good way of getting to your brake pads and disc, so it doesn't build up rust. So that's the way, you know, I do it. I stick it in there. So all right, let me stop talking and get back, you know, keep working, because I still got a lot of work to do. Oh, okay guys, remember in one of the videos that I told you guys that it was getting really hard. It was hard getting the boat on the trailer, back on the trailer, you know, when I'm leaving the ramp. And somebody told me a trick, and I used it, and it does work. So if you were having a hard time, the same hard time I was having because the rug was sticking to the bottom paint of the boat and it was making it hard to slide up, that I had to kind of punch it, what I did was I used Vaseline. If once the trailer's out, once the boat is out of the trailer, go ahead and rub the whole rug, not the back one, the front one. Rub the whole rug with Vaseline, and you know what? It made a night and day difference. Now the boat goes up without me have to gun the engines, and actually, if I don't be careful, it goes back down. When before it was hard to go up and it was hard to go down. The rug wanted to stick to the bottom paint of the boat, so it made it hard. Because once the bottom paint is out of once the boat is kept on a trailer and it has bottom paint, it becomes really rough, because I guess it activates with the water. And in the water it's slippery, but once it dries up, I guess, it becomes hard. It's like actually sandpaper. So by you using Vaseline on the front bunks, not the back bunks, on the rug, it actually helps it slide up and down. Now I already used it maybe 3 times and it still worked. I rubbed it once and I already launched the boat 3 times. So when I notice it's getting hard again, I'm gonna go ahead and apply. So I'm guessing if it works 10 times, you know, that's good for me. You know, I don't mind wasting a bottle of Vaseline that costs like $6, you know, for not dealing with the hassle of going up and down on the trailer. But try it if you have the same problem. It really works. Okay, and what I like using is a type of soap that's soap made that doesn't strip the wax and it adds wax. So it's a wash and wax type of soap that I like using on the hull. like that, it kind of helps prolong the, you know, the wax on the boat, and then the salt sticks. It sticks less. Like you notice, I already wet the whole boat, but I'm gonna do it one more time. And what I do is I rinse from the bottom down, so like that. If it has any salt, it goes down, and then again, you know, on the trailer. So. Now, remember, whatever you do to this side, you gotta do it to the other side. But I'm only gonna show you one side. So you see it like I did the top last? It's like that. I give it a second wash going down. All right, so I just got the other side done. Now it's time to climb up and get the inside clean. That, I mean, it's a lot of little things to clean, but it's not that bad, because basically, like I said, make sure you drench everything with water, fresh water, because that's what's gonna prolong the life of everything. The electronic part, I just like to do a quick rinse, and then what I do is I try to dry it. I don't let the, you know, you don't want to drown it with water. Just a quick rinse, that's what I do. Or you get a damp rag and you wipe everything down. And another thing I do is I leave my cooler on the boat. I mean, I don't know about you guys. I leave my cooler on the boat. I take the water out and anything that could get bad. I mean, I take the ice water out and anything that could get bad out. But everything else I leave in there. Just make sure when you don't close the cooler tight, because you're gonna build mildew. What I do is I leave it open or leave a crack on it so it airs out. So you don't have to play around the cooler. And then what I do is once everything is dry, especially the seats, I do like a little treatment, you know, like a little vinyl guard. That I do that maybe once a month. You know, I know I use the boat a lot, but I use that treatment once a month. And then the cabin is not bad as it is. As long as you don't let people go in there wet, you're pretty good. Usually whatever gets dirty is only the floor. One important thing that I do is I clean the toilet a lot. I rinse it out a lot, and I put the toilet cleaners that you buy at the marine store. That's what I use to clean the toilet. Then I let it sit for a little bit, and then I let it go into the holding tank, and then I go ahead and buy a holding tank treatment. And but that's really the most important part, is the toilet, because one time I forgot to clean it and it kind of stunk up because it didn't look dirty. It looked clean, but I didn't rinse it or anything because it looked clean. But next trip we took, it smelled bad. So I learned that even if it looks clean, clean it anyway, because I guess the pee after a while kind of stinks up anyway. So that's something you don't want to do. So let me finish up here cleaning. And it's just, I mean, it's something you gotta enjoy. This is part of boating. Don't think boating is just hanging out at the sandbar and having fun and then looking at girls in bikinis and looking at muscle guys. No, this is part of boating. So you have to like this too to really like boating, because a lot of people like having fun at the beach or at the sandbar, but don't like cleaning the boat. So, you know, you gotta remember, if you're gonna commit to being a boater, this is part of the fun, and you gotta enjoy it. And actually, if you kind of think it's fun, you know, it doesn't seem like work, and it kind of, you know, goes by quicker. Right now I'm taking long because I'm kind of talking to you guys, but usually it takes me about 20 minutes to get the boat cleaned up. Even this one, the Carrera was faster because there's less things to clean, but this one takes me about 20-25 minutes, and I don't think it's that bad. You know, I like it. Sometimes I even put music while I'm cleaning, but this time I'm not, because, like, you know, if I put music, copyright. So let me finish up, and see you guys next time. And I hope you guys enjoy the video. And if you have any questions, leave me in the comments below. And if you like the shirt, yes. Oh, by the way, the shirt, thank you, has been a success. A lot of people have ordered it. Thank you guys. You know, thank you. That's kind of unique. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put the hats out there. because you know, I think the hats are pretty cool, you know, because you need to protect your head from the sun. I had the sandbar with Sandbar Life. All right, thank you guys. See you later.